Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to work on my F15 X5 with the N55 motor. It's been quite a while, but it's finally given me a problem that I need to fix. So a number of you guys have asked for content on this, but really it's been relatively reliable since I've had it. I just fixed my valve cover gasket and fixed my PCV valve when I first got it, and then since then it's been working well until now. Let me show you what's going on. If I start the car up, as you can see, I have a check engine light. So I'm using a generic scan tool here. As you can see, we have one pending and one active fault, P0420. So pending and previous and active. If you were to look that code up on Google, it would say that you need a new catalytic converter, which would be quite costly and pretty surprising at 100,000 miles. I did clear the code one time and it came back after one quick drive. So there's definitely something off. And if you just went by a generic scanner, you would be replacing your cat and it wouldn't actually fix your issue, I don't believe. But let me show you with ISTA what I found. I'm gonna switch over to my laptop now. Okay, I'm gonna load up ISTA. I'm gonna start the vehicle. I'm gonna go to operations, read out vehicle data, complete identification. So we're gonna click on vehicle management, troubleshooting, function structure, powertrain, engine electronics, and go down here to under exhaust emission system. Now, right away, if you were to go to a catalytic converter, you basically want to test to see if your catalytic converter is acting up, right? Because we had the P0420, which is a code for a bad catalytic converter, and no other code even. So we're going to click on display. Now it's checking fault memory. And it's saying, hey, by the way, before you just deem this to be a problem, why don't you think about your primary O2 sensor not acting very good. It's not working very well. Fault is being stored for this component, oxygen sensor before catalytic converter. So in other words, hey, don't just jump to replacing this. Don't even bother testing it here. This is not really a full code yet. It's not enough to trigger a check engine light on this car, but it's enough to make this associated code potentially possible due to it. So if we were to click continue, it's saying, just by the way, catalytic converter efficiency below limit. These are the codes stored. But before you go any further, why are you not looking at the oxygen sensor? Fair enough. The software steered us towards something that we wouldn't have thought of even. And we wouldn't have been able to scan it any other way unless we use something like this. So now we're going to go to close out the catalytic converters, emission, oxygen sensor, emission control. So it's telling me to check out the before catalyst sensor, display that. It's saying that it's switching slow. And here it found this code now. That's not pulling up on a scan tool. Oxygen sensor before catalytic converter dynamic slow response. It's working, but it's not working quickly. So therefore, if this is getting a slow response, it'll make the downstream sensors potentially read slow and say you have a bad cat when you don't. We're going to continue though. Continue. Now we want to display the oxygen sensor values. Start measurement. And it's asking what speed do you want to do it at. I'm going to do it at idle. And right here, if you notice, it's just sitting at 0.7. That is slow. That's rich. But it's not really running rich. It's not responding as it should. It's kind of stuck in one spot. So we're getting a switch, but that was really lazy. Should have been a little bit quicker than that. It's just kind of hovering. So we'll exit out of here. And now we're going to go to same thing. Alright, continue. And we're going to go to display again, but I'm going to raise the RPMs up. The software does it for you. So we just did it at idle. Now let's do it at 2000 RPM. hit continue, and you can see here it's going to slowly raise up those RPMs. Now we got some switching going on. That's not a slow response. So at that RPM, there's some action going on down around here, as you can see. Still maybe a bit slow, but it's switching. So we'll exit out of here. What it boils down to is, without specialized BMW software like this, you may not necessarily be changing the right part. But let me show you a way you could potentially figure this out for cheap, and you don't necessarily need ISTA. Now, using the same DCAN cable that I was using for my laptop, I'm going to connect an on-the-go cable, plug it into my cell phone. So now, I'm actually using MHD, which you can download for free, and before you buy any licenses or anything like that, if you just have an on-the-go cable, it'll give you some critical codes. As you can see here, even though a generic scan tool isn't able to tell me, the car thinks that the oxygen sensor before the catalyst converter is switching slow. That told me what I needed to know. If you knew enough, you'd say, okay, well, maybe we should do that before we just deem the catalyst to be gone bad. But it says here, catalytic converter efficiency below limit. So I'm not going to be changing out the catalytic converter here. I'm going to go after the oxygen sensor, and MHD helped me figure that out. Get the engine cover removed. I'm going to be removing this line here, intake tube. I'm going to slide this down and out of the way. Using a T20, I'm going to unscrew this. There's one clamp right here. That clips in right there, as you saw. This tubular is very brittle, and with age you could easily break it. That's why I opted to unscrew it from the pipe. Now we're going to remove this. And we've revealed the oxygen sensor. We want the black one. So I'm going to unclip this cable managed back here. Should be able to stick our hand down in there using an O2 sensor tool and get it out. I'll show you with my other camera. So looking down in here, if you follow this line that I took out, you can see that the O2 sensor just threads on right there. So we can stick our hand in there. As long as you let the car cool off enough that you can shove your hand down in there, you'll be able to get that off. So I'll do it with my other camera, but just wanted to show you how to access that. That was very nice and easy to remove from the car, luckily. So I have this known good working oxygen sensor from my N54 powered car that I only put about maybe 10,000 miles on. And it's perfectly fine. I replaced it on my car just to see if I was gonna fix my misfire issue on that car, and it didn't. So rather than buy this original sensor, I'm gonna splice this together. So this is not something any of you guys would really do. There would be no point for this unless you happen to have a good known O2 sensor kicking around. Rare instance, but I figured I'd leave this footage in. And normally you wouldn't want to have solder joints so close to a heat source, but that's going to be sitting on top of the motor, so it's not going to be a big deal anyway. And I have these heat shrink tubes that I'm going to slide over for a more secure connection. But when you buy a universal O2 sensor kit, they usually come with crimp connectors. Alright, so I've cleared the codes and started the car up. So So there's no fault code stored this time. Gonna try it at 2000 RPM. Alright, so that'll do it for this. I'm going to run a drive cycle and see if we can achieve readiness next. Catalyst ready. O2 is ready. So we're all fixed up, ready for a smog test now. I know a lot of you guys are already well aware that you got to take trouble codes with a grain of salt, and you got to do a little further digging to ensure that you're fixing the appropriate part. But luckily with ISTA, it kind of tells you right off the bat, as soon as you start to look into the problem with the software, it tells you, hey, by the way, why are you even bothering? There's another code here, and kind of steers you in the right direction quite easily. And if you guys don't have ISTA and you just have an Android phone, then you could download MHD and just use it for free technically to get steered in the right direction, because it's pretty good at telling you BMW specific codes, not just what a generic scan tool can scan. Anyways guys, if this is the first video you're catching of mine, please consider subscribing. I do upload regularly. Thanks for watching. Wow.